Hello, everyone. Welcome to Twisted Thursday. In much better state of mind than yesterday, in a sense. Um, yeah. So, whoo, it's going to be an interesting trash time and all that fun, good, glory stuff. So, just welcome everybody to the channel members. Thank you for the support that you give in so many different ways. So some of y'all sent some sweet messages, left comments yesterday. I know I was a mess. I probably should have waited to do my live, but I needed to connect with Squad in a sense. So if you're here in the chat, you're part of Squad, even those that claim to hate her. And I was blocking people left and right yesterday. So anyway, let's move on. Let me just see. I see a couple of new comments. Okay, so I just wanted to be sure I wasn't missing anything. So first things first, copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. So although it is, we've turned it into Trash Thursday, I am going to give a little update. So it was Tuesday, I believe that was the last update. Let me take the banner off, showing, I think this is it, from Tuesday when we did Talk Tuesday. The Kaboom, the giving campaign for Archie and Lilybeth's birthdays. Some people are giving double given what happened, but this was the amount, $74,406. And today at 12:54 p.m., I took the screenshot 6 minutes before the live stream was supposed to start. And the total is $76,274. That has been given to this charity, and awesome amount, and for the hearts of giving. If you're not able to give, if you just share the link, it is pinned at the top. So if you are in, on your mobile or whatever, if you click, it'll open a new window. If you're on your laptop, it'll do the same. And yeah. So I wanted to give that little update. So about the news we got yesterday. There's going to be a mixture in trash time regarding this, but I also wanted to kind of go through what I saw on for Squad, or those that I consider to be in Squad. So one of the squaddies had put together succinctly exactly how Mini Squad are feeling. So New York City Mayor paparazzi chasing Harry and Meghan were reckless and irresponsible, although he did also say, I have to wait to get more information. NYPD, paparazzi in cars, motorcycles, and scooters were pursuing them. Cab driver, I had to take them back to the police station because we were still being followed. British media, Harry and Meghan are lying. And I wish upon them all that they are giving unto Harry and Meghan times 5 million. Until some of them are in the shoes of being chased like that, just to find their location, just to get their location, or worse. Let me put it that way, or worse. So I feel like their security should just shoot to kill on the spot. That's just my opinion. Okay. Many of us know Freeper, and this sums up how I'm feeling. So I'm angry, I'm relieved, I'm furious, I'm grateful, I'm concerned mostly. I am all those things at once. Yes. I even tweeted back to her like, that's me. She put it all out there, but that's how, and I'm sure many of you are feeling as well. And yeah, it's a rough one. So I wanted to put this here, although it could fall under trash time, but the message doesn't need to be in trash time. So there was, you know, everybody's trying to make sure that they add words into the statement of the spokesperson, or, you know, poo poo or disregard what happened to Harry and Meghan. So many accounts are showing that it really was a darn near 2-hour chase. Now, I'll get to all of that. So, Brenda Ritchie, cheers to you. Even Harvey at TMZ, who is not a fan of Meghan's, said it is true what happened to them. So, haters, UK press, you can stop your lies now. And she was being kind, because I would have been like, F you. But that's just how I like to speak to the haters in the media. So yeah, I listened to the video, not playing it. I did listen to the video, and I was like, Harvey, really? He's so, you know how TMZ, they're for the sensationalism, but he was like, no, 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 that really did happen to them. And many people only picture, and I love that this squatty put it this way. Many people only picture, when you hear New York City, you think of Manhattan, Times Square area. They were on the FDR. Anybody that's been on the FDR? Mm-hmm. Yeah, the roadway is not the safest. Traffic goes hella fast. And, you have to almost be on it to understand. So there's no traffic lights on the FDR. They actually got off this to go to the police precinct that they went to, and got in a cab, as we saw pictures that the tabloids took down very quickly when the statement was released on what really happened. And, when they got in it, then it was circled, and then he had to go back to the police precinct. Piers Morgan, I don't usually say his name, had the cab driver on his whatever show, whatever he has. And, of course, in the attempt to discredit the statement that was put out by Harry and Meghan's spokesperson. And he confirmed we were surrounded. We went back because there was no way for us to get where we needed to go. And they really were trying to, whomever those people are in those darkened window SUVs with the plates covered and on the bikes and all that, acting off the wall. So anyway, let me move on through. So I wanted to kind of show, this was the different trends. So on the Bird app this morning, when I went on there at 8:35, I looked, and you have H&M, King Charles the Cruel, racist royal family, toxic British media, and hate for hire journalists. When I checked again about 12:15, the chase is what is trending, and I didn't even bother to look because I'm not gonna look. I have seen the taxi cab pictures that the tabloids, I think it was the Mail and the Mirror, had out there, and had their little prickly headlines, which they did take down once the statement was released. But I'm not going to show those. I do want to show, just to kind of get us somewhat in a little better frame of mind because it still is so raw. Just some pictures to take us down a little bit and try to bring us back up to a good energy, just to see their faces of how they were at the event, the Women of Vision event. And this is, red carpet pre, and to know what the intention, because you can tell that that wasn't just, and I had a lot of people, it wasn't just about pictures. I was saying, the way I said it is to make people think that, did they really, because, paparazzi are about the pictures. Did they really do this for pictures? And I heard what one of the paparazzi said. I can't even play that because it just it's sickening. To say that, and this is them coming out of the building. So for all the opportunities that you had to take all those pictures, to do what they were doing, allegedly, to get that last picture, if it had been the last picture of Harry or Meghan or Mama Doria alive, I would take it. They need their heads examined. And this money on people's heads, the bounty for a picture, to endanger others as well as Harry and Meghan. But yeah, get that picture while they're on the sidewalk, because the smile on their face, if that happened to be their last, and that happened to be their last. But Jesus Christmas. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead on. Let me look at the comments. And yeah, I agree with you, Cookies and Cream. The New York City mayor was very reckless with his comments. I posted the contact information for the mayor's office. That's all I can do. Let me see. The cab driver was also involved for 10 minutes. He doesn't know everything, and what he says matches Harry. Exactly, Little Mac. It matches. That's the only thing that I want to ensure, that he doesn't start that whole rigmarole doing a little song and dance, and then suddenly people dangle carrots, and then he flips the script. Like, knowing that they have security with them, it's just the lunacy of it all. So hopefully, I saw something pop up on StreamYard, and I'm hoping that nothing happened to the sound or anything like that. So hello to everybody that has joined, those in the clouds, et cetera, et cetera. So let me go ahead and hit the marker so that we can get into it and discuss and all that fun stuff. It's your favorite time. Trash time. Trash time. Trash time. Now, I read, and this is sort of related to the person that will be coming up on the next screenshot that I show, but I understand that BP or Clarence House, whichever one puts out for this idiot, put something on IG with their prayers for, I guess there's a situation that happened somewhere in either in the Asia region. I'm not sure. I haven't even been paying attention to a lot of stuff that's been going on news-wise, and they were getting so much fire under their comments that they basically limited or disabled the comments under their IG post. Amazing, because when Harry and Meghan had their IG account, they couldn't do that. They had to leave those disgusting comments up there. But now we see that was just to torment even more, not just them, but those of us who supported them. But okay, we see how you are. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because this person who got his crown and his robe and his, what do you call it? Sepulcher or whatever it is that he can shove right up his ass, as far as I'm concerned. they're not releasing a statement. So Buckingham Palace says Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's near catastrophic car chase isn't something we're commenting on. That's your goddamn son. And you can't comment on it. You can't even have your PR. Just put out the generic, we are so saddened by what we see. Just put out the generic bullshit. And then we would have been like, oh, okay. We don't believe you, but okay. But not to say anything at all. Ooh, I hope Harry puts all your shit out in the open for everybody to see. And maybe that's what you're afraid of, and that's why you, yeah, those paps, and I put that in air quotes, we're working for somebody, because that is exactly the type of car chase that was described that happened to Diana. And who benefited the most from that? King C3. You SOB. Okay. My personal opinion. So, Kaiser Celebici also put out, I didn't read her article, but that they have no comment. That just, yeah. Anyway, we'll have no comment about you either. Your rain be short. That's my comment. Okay. Now I was scrambling to get these in somewhat of an order, but I think it was Talk Tuesday I covered, or maybe it was Sussex Saturday. Kate's uncle, cosplay's uncle out here spewing hate. This all needs to stop. And that's all I'm going to say on that. Now, I'm going to get to some of the headlines, but I see that some of the media wants to turn around and say that they want to call it a high-speed chase, and not near word of those were used in the statement, the official statement from Harry or Meghan's spokesperson. The speed got up to 80, and that was from security personnel that spoke. And even NYPD, I believe, that the person was speaking. So stop the whole hyperbole, stick to what the statement says. And, they're saying it was a highly aggressive paparazzi. Of course, I think they're just being kind, because I'm sure what they wanted to say, they couldn't say. That leaves it up to the Sussex squad and the Positive Sussex channels just to basically say, in air quotes, the hit squad that was sent. Because it was a relentless pursuit, involved multiple near collisions. Now, what you don't understand about what they said is just insanity to me, but okay. I think this was also the taxi driver that was saying his experience. I did see something about that. It's too much to read. But my main concern is that he doesn't act a fool and start trying to change at what has been stated and confirmed by even law enforcement officials. So this screenshot death threats is from Netflix. If you've seen Netflix, their docuseries, you would know there's a part where Meghan's crying and saying how, and even with the tweets that, Meghan just needs to die, someone needs to kill her, et cetera, delete her, saying the K word on here takes people out. But with her saying, them creating such an atmosphere, the tabloids, that people are doing death threats against me. Like, it's real. So to think that that wasn't the first thing that crossed their minds. Okay. It's scary. Now, I will say this, and I encourage everyone, even if you've seen Netflix, I want you to go back to episode 2 at the beginning, before the intro, for I think it's almost 3 minutes, when they were in their convoy Harry and Meghan get into the SUVs and they begin to proceed out of the garage of where they were staying in New York. And she asked, how long will it take? And he's the driver who is experienced. They know him. He knows them. And he tells them how long approximately, but there was construction and he wasn't getting good reception. So he needed to just double check. He would let him know. And then proceeded to say, oh, that pap that is still around. And we saw him and they were like, really? And they started looking around. If you saw the traffic they were in, you'll understand a little bit of New York. But if you heard what the driver said, he was giving instructions to another driver. When you get on this highway, go all the way to the left. Make room for me to get over all the way to the left. I just want everybody to watch that part of episode 2, the very beginning when it starts, before that intro. Watch it from up to the intro starts to really take in what they dealt with Tuesday night times 1,000. Okay, so I want to play a little part of a video that I happened to, and let me do this too. A little part of a video that I saw, and I wanted to play this because it was quite apropos to what other, quote, celebrities go through. So Jennifer Gardner, this is when her and Ben were divorcing. So let me just play.
How was going through a divorce with your 3 kids, and how was the paparazzi thing with your kids? Because I know you tried really, really hard to change the rules about how much paparazzi can capture kids on camera.
Well, for 10 years, there were at the very least 6 cars, and often 20 outside of our house. And
so do I need to replay that? 10 years, she said, there were at least 6, up to 20 cars outside their house. She's one of how many celebrities in California, in Hollywood, or other cities outside of Hollywood where they may live? And people want to downplay what Harry and Meghan have stated and what others have stated. They endured on Tuesday night. While that does not usually happen in New York, I mean, as the taxi driver said, I've never experienced anything like that to a sense. I've had other celebrities in the car, I picked up other celebrities. Like he said, it's New York. You never know who's going to get in a cab. Never experienced anything like it. So I can't even imagine having people hanging out in their cars, waiting for you to leave. And Meghan, when, the news broke of her dating Harry, had called the Toronto police. And I remember her saying how, if any other person called you to say there's 6 grown men hanging outside my house and waiting for me to leave and following me everywhere, what would you do? And they told her, because of who you're dating, there's nothing we can do. I hope the Toronto police take a different stance in that, because there is something they could do. It shouldn't matter who she was dating. Come and protect her. Okay. Just before I really go on my tangents. I also wanted to just kind of go through a couple of the coverage that I found. I did speak on, how, PM was he was hoping for a different answer, but he didn't get that from the cab driver. This was also, I took this, I think it was yesterday, I saved this, but where the mayor was saying about how he would find it hard to believe there was a 2-hour high-speed chase, but says still waiting for exact timing. If he knew and details, which he shouldn't have said that piece unless he had all his information, because it can happen. People race on the FDR. What are you talking about? You can't imagine a high-speed chase. Let me move on. So this is Sky News or News Sky, and this is, I think, Australia. Very non-Harry or Meghan, especially non-Meghan. But Prince Harry and Meghan's paparazzi car chase was not near catastrophic, NYPD officials. Well, y'all want to change that around all that you want to, but given the near, as it said, reading statement in full and not taking little pieces and not near catastrophic. I guess everybody's wanting it to be catastrophic before they'll believe in what they endured. So, NYPD confirmed, and this was like 3:00 yesterday, about the car chase by paparazzi. So I don't know where Sky News was, but anyway. Now this heifer that's last name is in this, her initials are CT. Y'all know who I'm talking about. She is the biggest liar, one of the biggest liars in the rota, but I think they all kind of even out on the lying scale. But Prince Harry and Meghan were safer when they lived in Windsor. No, they weren't safer. There were headlines put out about 12 rules, Meghan's 12 rules, people not to talk to her in order to drum up hate against her and all that. And that was declared to be a lie. But I don't even remember this, but things do happen. Drone pilot trying to take photos of Harry and Meghan's house risk disaster. We know that the summer home that they had rented, and they basically got a drone and had pictures taken of each of the interior rooms. The house had big windows. And in an exclusive neighborhood that other celebs have in the English countryside, have their homes too. And we remember they had to leave that. And she was pregnant at the time. So don't tell us that they would be safer in the UK. It would be even worse. They probably would have been deleted by now. And that's just my opinion on that. Anyway, speaking of security, Reuters, there was this article, Prince Harry should not be allowed to pay for police protection when he's in the UK. So, King C3 probably will stick to that and let him. But, I would feel that security should just be able to carry and take the consequences, because the security's role is to protect their principal at whatever cost. Okay. Now, I did see this and I wanted to share it. So King C3's aide of 19 years is stepping down. He's the dude that reported on the council that was involved with denying Harry the security. It's amazing how their hands are in so many pots that they claim they're not political and all this other stuff. But we see through the royal family bull crap and narrative that they try to portray. Let me see. Oh, I have a little bit of cosplay stuff, and then I'll be finished with my trash time stuff, and then I'll be able to hang out with you all in the comments. So I saw this. In the midst of everything that was going on yesterday, I was like, let me save this. It's trash time. Disney's new Little Mermaid movie appears to make a dig at Kate, and the film just so happens to be a favorite of Meghan's. Like, what the? And then seeing some of the comments underneath it were like, well, the actress is a fan of Megan. So of course that y'all need to get over yourselves, truly get over yourselves, and worry about this woman pictured that likes to cosplay the outfit. So I'm sure we'll see her in some gold dress eventually. Mhm. But Princess Kate wore a $359 or pound LK Bennett blazer to a Bath community center. So prices shouldn't matter. That's the look on her face. Prices shouldn't matter. Aren't I glorious? That's the look that I see on her face. But the sneakers, Squatty always picks up on this. So while the clothing may not have been a cosplay, the sneakers were. If you remember Megan introducing us to this brand of sneakers that is made of recycled material and et cetera, et cetera. And cosplay is getting on the bandwagon. I guess she feels, I got to try to diminish the helicopter rides I get because of my husband. Well, actually, she tried to sound posh. I don't have the English thing going, so, I can't do the posh sound, but, that's how she would try to sound, and rah-rah, shish kamba, and all that stuff. But this woman has a mental illness, or her stylist, or whomever it is that's pushing for this bull. Now, the last little tidbit is to kind of give a little ha-ha hee-hee, but it's also, Squad's going to be coming for this person tomorrow, and it's going to be hilarious. So, our favorite parody account, this was from last year, May 19th, 2022. If the Harry and Meghan marriage lasts 5 years, I will hand over my S-Class Mercedes, my 5 Chanel handbags, and my custom-made Alia gown to the first Sussex Squad member that reminds me of this via inbox. I've seen this all over my timeline on the Bird app. So yeah, Squad's going to be coming for this parody account. Mind you, because for those that aren't aware, tomorrow is their 5th anniversary. And let us not forget the look of love and happiness and joy on their faces Tuesday night before the madness ensued. So, alrighty, let me jump into, there's over 100 comments. Oh my Lord. And hopefully everybody that's in here, even if you're in the class, has hit the thumbs up, please. And I see that I have Edna. Oh, Diana lives on in Prince Harry, brave and courageous. Oh, that is so beautiful. And thank you for the super sticker. That's for you. This is for you. One moment, please. You're making it rain, 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 rain down on me. Thank you so very much for the super sticker. So. Whew. All right, now let me come back over to comments. I'm gonna have to scroll up. Let me go to the bottom and then come all the way. How is it pronounced? Alayu? Oh, okay. Thank you for that. Alayu. All right. Since y'all know I butcher names. Let me come down. Marjorie, listening to the entire statement, the New York mayor, he was balanced as yes, the Sussexes were driving for 2 hours trying to elude the paths, but their driver did well in not escalating the situation. Yeah, anyone that, if you are paying attention and kind of pick up on who was driving for them and, who they were surrounded by security at the event when they walked in, as well as coming out, their own specifically, helping them to the car. So, yeah. So their driver is very well versed in defensive driving. So, Shy Latte, I love that name. Reminds me of Meg Stagg, the cab driver's ethics on reporting his customers. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, like I don't get with the cabbie I don't know. Anyway, he's sucking up the 15 minutes of fame, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Tier, the cabbie came in at the end, and that's why he can talk about it. Yeah. But even still, they took him back to the police and were able to, like, obviously, Paps, I would think, would listen to NYPD when, you're in New York City, and New Yorkers don't play. But this was more than just that, if they weren't listening, and just to kind of find out about where they were located. And thankfully, they were not able to get that tidbit like they did. And Tina posted her when she, on the from the Sussex Squad podcast, when she broke down in tears and was talking about how them chasing Megan into her death, and that is what they had wanted, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah. Oh yeah, and they actually sued when those pictures were taken of the summer. I call it their summer home that they were renting prior to Archie even being born, and they sued and they won. So yeah, it's they won damages for that. Emu was also involved in that whole little situation. Um, this is like 58 seconds. Yeah, and Tina caught a lot of heck for her. She spoke truth, and yeah, so I think that was like 26. Is it 2016, 2018? I have to look at the comments. Jeannie, yes. RF guilty, yep. Hey, Mrs. S. Gone are the days where we would refer to King or KC3 as a father. He is an insult to good fathers everywhere. The man has no feelings. He's colder than a fish. And that's because he was raised to be that way. Yeah. Because he talked about not receiving that type of love and attention, so to speak. So VS Speaks, the reason they are not commenting is because it was sanctioned by the palace. This was very much so. I believe that it was. For those that are probably just listening, yeah. You'll probably have to watch in order to understand. There's, I said it in air quotes, a hit and then a squad, put those together. Let's see. Each night, does anyone listen to Ivy's podcast? She's been talking about this for some time. There are now in the stage where they're trying to eliminate them. Tina and them were talking about that even before, Ivy's podcast. So it's been a long time. It's been since they started dating, technically. In whatever manner they could break them up before they could get married, all that stuff. And now, but to think that the three primary caregivers of the two children were together, and that if they had been successful in what they intended, while we would all be devastated and be losing our minds, I'm sure somebody from that disgusting family would have already flown over here to take custody of those children. And actually probably would have been a battle between, the parental, the Smarkles and the royal family, which would have been something to see. Because, I'm sure King C3 would have tried to say he has custody of, any minors or whatever. And it's just insanity. But I, without a shadow of a doubt, know that Harry and Meghan have all their necessary paperwork, wills, etc., in order. Since they know the death threats that come against them, and now that they have children, just to ensure that neither one of those factions of family ever get their nasty, grubby paws on their children. And I have a feeling that a certain godfather to Princess Lilibet will make sure of that too. Mhm. Okay. Ruth, what is this? Anyone believe Camilla shed a tear when Diana, or that she would have H or M and Chuck no better? They're matching. She went. I doubt she shed a tear. Come on now. She had one in her spot, and I'm sure she felt Diana took her spot. Although the reasons why she couldn't be Chucky's wife is because she wasn't a virgin, and that was the whole thing that I heard was the reason why he had to marry Diana. And I'm like, that's the craziest thing. But anyway, nevertheless, he is a donor, just like the one that we call for Megan. So he's a donor. Anyway, let me see. Teresa, Miss VS, I grew up with family disagreements amongst us, but if an outsider comes to do a hint of harm to a family member, the whole family comes together to protect that member. Royal family is a pile of shit. Exactly. They could have released. Now, if they do it, we're going to tell them to shove it, because it should have been an immediate, oh my God, whatever resources are needed to protect them. But, this is the same ones that removed the royal protection and then leaked their location when they were in Canada. So we know they don't give a shit about Harry and Meghan. So F them. But the energy that they are putting out and revving up and have never stomped down is going to come at them all over there in that firm times 1,000, because that's just how karma's going to work. So, Hey, palettes, pouts, and perfumes and panning. How are you? Good to see you. Let me see. Benjamin, this is actually a fantastic course in real time how the media manipulates public perception. That's for anyone who really wants to get at truth. It is a real time situation. When I saw the one headline, I didn't believe till I saw the alert that said, per their spokesperson. I was like, oh my gosh, because of course some people get a jolly on that. And yeah. Oh, it happens in New York. Yeah. Lorna, when Tom Brady split with Bridget Monahan and she was pregnant with his child and he challenged paternity, she was chasing him down at New York Street. Yeah. While many celebs, I have seen many in the days that I used to be in and out of New York. And they would be walking without security and just like anybody else. At the times that you would do a double take, like, wasn't that just that just passed me? Like, whoa, But yeah. But when certain ones that aren't from here, that's how I kind of look at it, or are just over the top. Yeah, it gets kind of loony toony, fresh and fruity, and it's not a good thing. Oh my gosh, Firefly! Wow, thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. Wow, whew, Lord of mercy. You're making it rain, 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 rain down on me. Thank you so very much. Thank you, thank you. All right, let me come back over here. I'm really loving StreamYard that it has two sections for, and it highlights them now. So, let me see. KP is getting dragged on Instagram. People asking why they haven't made a statement about how it did. Hopefully, all of the royals that want to be on social media. I guess some of the. Let me be quiet. That's what happens when they buy supporters, because it's just not going to be. Pamela, when is this cosplay of Meg gonna stop? Child, I don't even want to. Yeah, because she probably would wear the same. Anyway, I'm gonna move on. Woo! Too much. Let me scroll down again. This was a very bad move by the Unroyals. They'll never learn. This situation is going to backfire on them big time. Harry's been playing games. He's definitely going to get to the bottom of this mess. Yes, but he's always said, I guess people don't listen to him because they think he's just talking out of his butt or something, but he's not. And it's strange that now the tabloids, media haters, derangers, and royalists are being revealed. They are trying to backpedal their way out of this situation now. Oh, but no, 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 no. Mm-mm-mm. Hey, Cicely, how are you? Yeah, no, no, no. They're not going to get that out. Not going to get that. Christine, even in posh, you can't understand that effing word. Yeah, cosplay says so. Mm, 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 mm. Let me see, Hattie. They're trying to keep Harry from testifying because a lot of people going to be outed. Well, I mean, you're going to be outed more so now. Going to be outed more so now. Because if it wasn't, a nine figures that you're talking about in settling for each situation, yeah, and that would just that would sink those tabloids quickly. So. I'm sick of the damn Kate copying Megan. She needs to sit her dumb ass down. Well, yeah, she doesn't have anything but to. She's trolling, and even in that, we see you cosplay. We see you. Where Megan would catch hell and was catching hell over the. Oh, she's so woke. Look at her wearing those sneakers, Oh, and they say it's a brand that, recycled material. She's so woke. So we're gonna start calling cosplay woke because that's how they kind of turn that term around over there. It's a bad word, like how a certain political party did over here in the U.S. And we're not going to speak on it any more than that. Whew. Annie, the world is watching this. Do they think we are all ignorant? Well, yes, and that we have very short-term memories, and if they keep pumping into us, you didn't see what you thought you saw. You didn't see what you thought you saw. This is what you thought you saw. And no, you didn't see what you thought you saw. That eventually will be like, did we really see that? I thought we saw that. Because, of course, when they took those articles off, thank you to the squatties who did snatch it immediately. Because I don't care what you say. If you printed the pictures from them being in the cab, you are behind this mess. Otherwise, you wouldn't have taken it down. Right? Yep. That part, Sylvia. Yes, paparazzi chased Megan when she was in New York at her baby shower. Exactly. To the point that I believe they had to change location. And then you also had a heckler outside of that hotel screaming ugly, disgusting things at Megan, which I'm glad the clip that we had of the arrival was spliced to take that crap out, but you could hear the other people around not very pleased with that individual who has since now, I understand, is trying to go underground himself. Don't hide now. You SOB, don't hide now. Be proud. Say it with your full chest like you did. Stand in it. Stand in it. It's the shit pile you created for yourself, so stand in it. Charlotte, if this wasn't a they definitely are trying to expose the gaps in their security, which is scary. They're not protected. The fear of reality has been sitting in Harry's mind. Right. They are protected. They have security. Yes, they're trying to find the gaps in their security. I'll say this because it's just my personal opinion. The only gap is that they don't take their firearms out and do a stand your ground type moment with all those that seek to cause fear. And I would guarantee the three of them, plus the security, feared for their life. Although security are paid to protect and all that stuff, yeah, there had to been moments when they were like, oh, it's about to go down. I see, that's just my personal opinion, that they should take out the Second Amendment and do a stand your ground moment. Do a Dirty Harry. Okay. because that will really let them know for the next ones that wanted to come out and try it, think twice. Okay. You know. That the one where the little clip that I played of Jennifer Gardner, and you know how long her and Ben have been divorced. So, and then she even added in, 10 years. And so, yeah, the paps are so bad that her daughter was asked not to play soccer anymore because the other families were scared to death. Because they have a first, and I heard someone say this, they have a First Amendment right. Mm-hmm. And some parents need to have a Second Amendment to protect their kids if they've asked you to back off and stop it, because there's really no reason to take pictures of the children. Now, I'm going to say it again, and I've said it before. Y'all need to watch that movie Paparazzi, and maybe all the paparazzi need to watch it too, because there was one person that was pushed to a limit, and in order to protect his family, he took things into his own hands, literally. I kind of like that movie, especially now and all that has gone on in the last 48 hours. Okay. I'm going to get off here in a few minutes. So, I don't even want to know, kids. I don't even want to know what will be said. I don't. I'm not even going to go look. I saw some information about people going off on the Bird app about it, and I'm not going. I don't even watch the show. So, Gwendolyn, look at the kids. Those kids see through her and aren't interested in the photo op. Oh, please. Kids, one girl, she looked like she was seeing all that was in cosplay because she gave this look. She had this look the entire time. Annie, I just noticed Harry was recording last night incident in the cab, camera in the hand. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He had it up because that one picture, which because of how and why it was taken, I won't show. But yeah, he did. And cookies and cream. Yes, he is. Joe Scarborough is a disgusting individual. He ridiculed the Sussexes. Karma has a special invitation for him and his crony. Joe Scarborough shouldn't talk about anybody when his intern, whom he seemed to be very close to, was found dead in his office. This was so many years ago when he was a representative. And him and his co-host married, divorced very quietly, and then married each other. Joe Scarborough can shut the F up when it comes down to anybody. He just needs to pay attention to himself. Anyway, let me see. Gwen, yes, they think we are stupid. Yes, glad the squatties took those pictures before they took them down. Great work, squatty. Oh, yeah, The receipt crew is always on it. God bless them because they check those tabloids and see those headlines and see those and snag those screenshots. But I am glad that Little Mac Joe married his co-host. So did that relationship happen while both were married to? Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Because when it was announced that they were married, like the comments on the Bird app were hilarious because they were like, well, when did they divorce their respective spouses? So to me, it was very similar to two other co-hosts that were on another channel that were married to other people, but the outcome is completely different. Because the co-hosts on that other channel were fired from their jobs, whereas Joe and his wife are still kicking it on TV. And I don't do them either. Let me see. The heckler at Megan's baby shower was the same individual at the MS Awards ceremony on Tuesday night. Oh, I thought it was a female at this baby shower, and it was a male at the Women of Vision Awards. I didn't hear of any woman, but yeah. Woo! Marshar, yeah, that's his name. I'm not even saying it. HR is the guy's name shouting at Megan. I hope the squad makes his life a miserable hell. Well, they can't take the ish that they dish out. They really can't. And then, of course, all of the stuff happening after. My understanding is he was involved in some of that chase. Yeah, I don't know how true. And I think that was in the reports that I was listening to or seeing. So allegedly, I'll just throw that out there. Okay. Hey, Keeper, how are you? Sash, how's it going? Harry and Megan's advisors, team of attorneys, Ari Emanuel. Yes, WME. You knew he's going to get to the bottom of that. Tyler Perry, Oprah, to name a few, are possibly advising them right now. Behind the scenes, Princess Diana didn't have anyway. That right there. There was no social media when Diana was going through sheer hell. Like, Harry said it was difficult when she was married to my dad, but when she divorced, it went to another level. And she even said, while I understand when I would step out for public engagements, but she just didn't know where cameras were. She would step out and it was just cameras. And I mentioned this before, and we remember that when she was working out and they took those pictures at a certain angle. It was disgusting. So she didn't have anybody, no one to help her. I wish there was social media then and there was a squad then to rally around her, because she would still be here. I have a feeling, yes. Miss Viv, Doria's head was down. She was praying and Megan knew it. She knew her husband was going to protect her. Yes. And also that, okay, we remember in Spare when Harry said when he grabbed his father's hand, and that was what the paparazzi just focused in on. Oh, look at that. Oh. So some were saying, oh, she just maintained stage, looked straight ahead. Yes. When they're glaring, when the pictures are being taken at the amount that they were, and to think that you were hoping for their last, in case it was their last picture. Whew. Oh yeah, I hope karma gets them real good. Whomever they are, they know who they are, and it's going to come out eventually. They should be sued to smithereens if it's any company specifically behind it. And then, hey, maybe a certain monarchy will be affected by it, that, people will take to the streets and just require that they just abolish the whole flipping thing. And let them pay real taxes according to their income. Mm-hmm. And including what they keep offshore in the Commonwealth. Yeah, don't play with us. Let me see. Sonia, yes, speaks. Please don't even say the words. I thought that those farts would have anything to do with M&H children would be too much to us. Harry still have some more books to write. Well, you figure there's 400 plus pages, I believe, that were not released with Spare. So, I mean, he could drop the dime right now. I just my feeling, just put all of it all out there. Oh, let's just say checkmate, because you want to play and he don't play when it comes to his wife and children and etc. And Mama Doria, which we were all thrilled to see her there. And then to know that happens, because, Megan's not going to leave her mom, but, hey, Nina, how are you? Black Queen. What is Joe Blow talking about? Nothing that we are even concerned with. Let me see. Alan, do you think the next time H&M asks Mama D if she wants to go, she's going to say hell to the no? She may, but she knows she's also very protected. And so that she doesn't give those that wanted to inflict the fear to that degree in her, it may be a Beyonce middle fingers up that, look, you didn't break me. So it could be, and it may not be. Don't ever underestimate the strength of a Black woman. We'll snap your necks if we have to. Okay. And Alan, thank you for the super sticker. And this is for you. You're making it rain, 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 rain down on me. Ooh. Okay. Also, I'm sure she has endured because she's been with them on other things and she's seen the lunacy that they've had to deal with. So, oh, I had taken my banner down. All right, let me do this really quickly. Let me undo that. And again, thank you, Alan. I appreciate that. All right, a few more comments and then I'm going to close it out. So, B10, how are you? Let's see, Sandy, Princess Diana was isolated and hunted. Not going to happen again with our faves. That's right. No. Margaret, NYPD are investigating. Well, they have no choice because it happened on their soil. Usually they don't play around with things like that, especially to this degree. So, yeah. And I'm sure there's plenty of camera footage, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Whew. All right. Yeah, Matilda, that. Amen, Sandy. Whatever they plan for the Sussexes will boomerang. Oh, yeah. Tier, all these nasty Keen and Karens, Kens and Karens who are hating on Meghan for marrying a white man while being Black could go off. Oh, yeah, they can go F off. But then they say they're not racist. That's the only thing about her that bothers you. Excuse me, you keep trying to say she was a yacht girl. She was on yachts, not working. And even if she was, not all yachties screw around. But of course, you deflect from your favorite, who's now in line to be a future consort. And she's conning with her cosplaying silly ass. Okay. Pamela, God forbid if anything worse was to happen to Harry and Meg, that would be the end of the monarchy. We would have all taken to the streets. Well, they don't think of those things. Now we know that Space was yelling at Harry in such a horrible manner that even the Queen was flabbergasted and King C3 remained silent. That told me all I needed to know on who was really running ish over there, and still is. The one, went after Harry and then didn't want anyone to know about it. Don't tell Meghan. B10, thank you for the super sticker. Thank you. I appreciate it. You're so sweet. You're making it rain, 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 rain down on me. Okay. I said this was going to be short. We're already an hour in, but let me read this. Just the last few comments. I think, let me see. Yes, just the last few comments, and then I'm going to close out. But Marshall, Harry and Meghan have more events to attend this month. They will come back in strength. Oh, yeah, they're not. Okay. Let me just, yeah, they're going to F around and find out. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. Annie, Doria is Harry and Meghan's greatest strength. Yes, very much so. Very, very much so. Annie, Michelle, they will be more prepared this time, no second chances. And if and when they come back into New York City, the security level on them, they'll have like Secret Service level security. Play with them if you want to. Just play with them if you want to. Sylvia, that is weird that he did not want Meghan to know. Most abusers don't want anyone, when they victimize somebody and their victim to tell anybody. Meghan probably would have went up to him. All that Cali girl would have left. Now, they wanted to say she was from Compton. She might have showed them. That although I'm not from there, I'll whoop your ass because I'm that American girl. Okay. Alma, thank you so much. Y'all cut it out now. Cut it out. They're going to get me to cry. You're making it rain, 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 rain down on me. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't, yeah, somebody made a comment. There were a lot of, I don't know if you saw them before I blocked the people or removed their comment. Quite a few derangers dropped out of the sky Tuesday and then Wednesday. So, are y'all gonna be brave enough again today? Because my block finger will just block, 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 block. Reverend Al Sharpton needs to watch his back with Joe Scarborough. That man is a racist no matter how much he tries to act like he isn't. Well, I hope Sharpton knows. Not that I trust him either, but I hope Sharpton knows. Okay, Gwendolyn. Bye, VS. Okay, bye. You take care. Yes. All right. Annie. Yes, VS, they will. Oh, yeah, they're going to be prepared. They're going to be. Okay. A retired Secret Service guy was on their security detail. Exactly. And had not seen anything like that. Okay. That tells you all you need to know. All you need to know. All right, Teresa. The success be like, you all want to put us down. It's going to make us stronger. So suck on that. If I could quickly find that poem that Megan read during the archetypes, the seed. Yeah. That's how they keep forgetting about, both, all three of them actually, but Megan more so. Yeah. Cookies and Cream, the mayor of New York needs to make a corrected statement and clear this mess up. His comments yesterday were damaging. Well, to me, they're damaging to him. I just would not be surprised if there's a couple of alphabet groups that are, have made a few calls just to find out what may have happened and offered their assistance. And don't think they won't swoop in if they needed to, especially if you have a former Secret Service on your detail. Okay, just gonna let that go. All right, everybody, that's it. I need to get back to some of the 9 to 5 stuff and check in on the front of the house, so to speak, and make sure all is well there. It's quiet, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's a good thing. All right. Please take care of yourselves. When you're out in public, wear your mask if you need to. Be kind and as loving as you can be. But if someone brings you the energy of that's not kind and loving, give it right back to them. That's how I feel. All right. That's my advice for the day. Take care. Be well. Love you all. Talk to you on Saturday. Oh, and look for this is what I'm going to say. Okay. We know that tomorrow is a special day. Be on the lookout. There's something special coming from me. All right. Bye.